Hello, I'm Maria Rypan of Rypan Designs, and I would like to show you how to do a diagonal weave. A diagonal weave is a very versatile kind of a stitch, and it can be done in many sizes, in many finishes. And what I would like to show you is using some novel triangular beads along the edge so that they have got an interesting texture. This diagonal weave, you could do it with seed beads, just a whole assorted mix. You can even do it with Swarovski crystals. Instead of the seed beads, I've got little 3mm round crystals on the inside and 5mm Swarovski bicones on the outside. You can change up the colors of the inside. I like to work with two different sizes of beads because then I get the texture. If I do it in the same size of beads, then I do it in two different colors, like my samples here. We've got the original prototype that has got the navy iris on the outside. And then I came up with using two different sizes of beads, and I've got it in the my chic size with larger beads, size 6 beads on the outside and 8s on the inside. Or then I went back and I refined it a little bit closer to the original, but just with some interest. And that's where I came up with using the two sizes, size 8 and size 10 Czech or 11 Japanese. Then the other thing is just to learn the technique is where I came up with just putting it as a bracelet. And so I've got them kitted up in bracelet patterns and enough beads to make a necklace. And that's where I put size 8, which is a nice medium-sized bead on the inside, and a larger, either a round bead, size 6, or more novel bead is a triangular bead. Now, to do this particular technique, what we need to do is we're using a needle and thread, and start off with a large piece of thread. A wingspan is a good start. And what we want to do is we want to tie on a stopper bead. A stopper bead is a bead that is something that is different color, maybe a different size of bead, so that we could clearly see it when we are doing this technique. So this is my best friend, and I just tied it on rather than going through it 2 times. That tends to slip. Tied on tends to stay. And I've got instructions, and where I've got the step-by-step instructions, and my stopper bead on my instruction is in red. And I'm starting off with 3 of my core beads, the base color, and in this case, they're silver lined. So, and the nice thing about this is I like to work on a chinette plate. Very simple. There's the beading mats, but I find that seed beads tend to fall with the, fall flat, and I have an easier time to pick them up. And this sort of thing is very versatile, very handy. I do this on plane, trains, and automobiles. That's me. Chinette plates, my beads that are kitted. Everything is in here, and Ziploc bag, and I'm ready to go to bead anywhere at any time. So I've got my 3 seed beads, and I pick up the triangle bead, which is much larger, or this could be like the seed bead. The stopper bead's doing its job. It's holding them in place from slipping. Now what I have to do is I have to tie and make a circle, go around and in a circle so that I can start the foundation. Think about this is bead weaving. There's nothing much to hold onto at the very moment, but this is what we want to do is the foundation. So I'm going around in a circle through 1 bead only, and I hold on to that bead while I am pulling the needle through it. This way I've got more control, and hopefully I get everything lined up just so. And what I do is then I'm picking up one single bead, the core, the outside edge, and the seed bead. And what I have to do is I've got to go through the top bead, holding that bead in place, and I'm pulling the needle and thread, and I'm pulling it tight, and what I have is the foundation. I keep this in my hand because the moment I put it down, things untangle, things get twisted, and it's just better. And if you notice, I have the stopper bead, colorful. I know which side I'm going to be picking up my 3 beads. So once this is done, it's very repetitive. 3 beads first, starting with the outside edge bead, 2 beads on the inside, and here I'm standing at a distance and I'm being able to pick up the beads because they were on this Chinet plate. They're easy to pick up. I'm also using a tapestry needle, and that is, it's short, but it's more blunt. I can't get hurt. Now this is an important step to understand how we are going across and to the outside edge. I'm going to pull it tight, and this is step 1 of this particular technique. Let me just finish up. The other part is picking up 2 beads. The 2 beads always start out with the outside edge, which is my triangle, and pick up the inside core bead. I have there are 3 beads, and I am going to go through the middle of that bead. It's the one that's closest to the edge, and I'm going to hold it in my fingers while I am pulling the thread. Now when I tighten it, you see how they snap into place. The other thing is I'm using 2 different sizes of beads, so I have to train them to fit into place. When I pull it nice and tight, then things snug up. We're using 2 different sizes, so they need to be trained. The nice thing, the triangles, they really snap into place. Now I've got something that I can hold onto in my hand, and this is where it becomes very, get a sense of rhythm. I pick up a bead, the big one, 2 little ones, so this is my 3 beads, go across to the outside edge. And when you understand, how this is constructed, it's really like an S that we're doing. And the reason I go to the outside edge is so that I can pick up a bead, the large one, the outside edge, and I pick up the one on the silver line. There are 3 beads here. I'm going through this top one. I'm going again to the outside edge. I'm holding it with my finger so that I can tighten this. The moment I tighten it, and I'm giving it like I'm pushing down with my finger and giving it a tug. And this way I'm automatically tightening it. It's so much easier to have nice good tension as you're going along. So I've picked up I've completed another complete segment. This is the side with the stopper bead. That means it's the side with the 3 beads. Pick it up, 2 more beads, send it down, and I've got many fingers, so each one's got a job. So here I'm able to hold this in my hand, and with my fingers just get the thread out of my way, and there are these 2 beads along the top edge. I'm going across, down, across, and out. The idea is to pick up that triangle. And so this just keeps on repeating and repeating. So once we have it close to the length that we want for a bracelet, this is where it's important to actually take it and check it out on your wrist The important thing is that you have to add the clasp, and the clasp adds at least a half an inch to your piece. So it's important to try it. You look at your size of the clasp and you decide at what point you're ready to actually put on the clasp. To put on the clasp, what we've got is this is how it's kitted, actually, where everything is all included. Your thread, your beads, your the two colors, and we've got the clasp. And I'll just pull that out, and I can put the clasp on the plate. Just have to get it out of its packing. And it's a toggle clasp. Toggle clasps are the best type of clasp for a bracelet because you can easily put them on yourself. This is an example of the finished toggle clasp. And the thing about the toggle is that you've got the round part and you've got the post part, but the bar. And what you have to do is we have to build in this little bit of a post so that it can turn on its side so that it could then slip inside the ring as you are trying to dress yourself. And then once it slips in, straighten out that toggle bar, and that's how you can, that's the proper use. So as the designer, you need to build in those few beads so that it could easily slip in and out, because the whole idea is to be able to dress yourself. And so toggles are great for bracelets, and there's a lot of the kits have got enough beads for the necklace, where then you can put a lobster clasp or a spring clasp for the necklace. This is a great idea for learning the technique, and these necklaces have this particular technique as their foundation. So we first have to do this, but much longer, and then we proceed to add the swags along the lower edge, and we're just cascading them deeper and deeper as we go along. I have a website, and it's ripandesigns.com. And on the website, there's the homepage, always got the news of what is the newest, latest shows and all. But there is, at the catalog, there's events, US and Canadian, with all the details and connections. Click right through the organizers. There's a gallery of students' work. I really love to see what people do with the techniques that I've taught them. There's all kinds of interesting, there's the portfolio, you can see all the different publications. Thank you.